hear from them. Even those who, the chap who sang, he's in the U.S. Now. Oh.
Who's?
I'm talking of the guy who sang. There's a song. I've just forgotten. He's in the U.S. now. At least I'm just saying that from time to time you hear of these people, but Omahene
is late.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that explains it.
I'm just trying to get the other one's name that I'm thinking of. When it comes, is this Siuje? You know, there's this. I've just forgotten. No, I can't remember the. I can't remember the lyrics anyway. KK Fosu.
KK Fosu. KK Fosu has been coming around.
Yeah, that's my point. I'm saying that all of these old, like at least you would hear from them from time to time. But Omahene, well, for what we are hearing, has actually met his demise. So not surprising at all. I'll keep asking you, have you got counted yet?
No.
Still? Anyway. I don't know. Yeah. You know, we're being told that 85% of Ghanaians have been enumerated. So
we are part of the.
We are part of the 15%. But we'll get there. We'll get there. It's a good thing that they're still continuing with the process.
Yeah. All right. Let's go through the newspapers. I'll do the Daily Graphic, the Business Finder, the Daily Guide, and the Daily Statesman.
I'll do the Ghanaian Times newspaper, the Daily Dispatch, and the B&FT. I'll start with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. It says, threat against journalists. GJA demands prompt action from national security. And that story is on page 17. We all know about the GJA, what Roland Afiomoni has been saying. And the association succinctly says, it would be a fatal gamble to toy with the threat made by Member of Parliament for Asin Central and Chairman of the Parliamentary Defence and Interior Committee, Kennedy Ejapong, following similar threats that preceded the assassination of Ahmed Swali, another journalist, in 2019. We know of what happened on Friday, July the 9th, and the latest assault. We know our group, the Multimedia Group, has since petitioned the presidency, the Speaker of Parliament, Interior and National Security Minister, the Ashanti Regional Minister, Inspector General of Police, the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service. And the matter is being taken up. Now, Kennedy Ejapong dragged to Privileges Committee for threatening journalists. That's the parliamentary end of things, and we've seen how the minority is pushing for that one. Veep launches digital platform to increase revenue collection. That's on page 17, and we've been told this would save Ghana some, 40 million annually, Ghana cedis, if I'm not mistaken, which can only be good for Mother Ghana. There's also proposed toll increase to fix roads. Don't hike road tolls. Two transport unions kick against proposal. Mama, would you be willing to pay more in terms of road tolls? Not even if it would better your roads?
Remember the experience with the flooding close to my toll. Is this my toll booth?
I can't see. I don't know whether it is.
Maybe not. Okay, so
which specific toll booth are you referring to?
This is Pobiman. I think that's the exact place where the toll booth is.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember when it rained and the place got flooded? It was my first experience, even though I've lived there for a number of years now. And I was contemplating whether to pay the toll or not, because it was just like less than a minute's drive. Because I was wondering, why hasn't this been fixed and I keep paying the toll? It occurred to me again yesterday when there was a broken down track, so it was causing a lot of traffic. Traffic because there's a hole, okay? So the track isn't or wasn't even an issue. It was broken down, it was there. We had to all make do with the one way, but we could have managed it beautifully and there wouldn't have been a buildup of traffic if the road was good. So there's this big hole. I mean, it's a manhole right there. So when you get there, whatever happens, you have to slow down, like slow, crash. And it's just before the toll booth. And again, when I got there, when the young lady stretched out her hand, I was just thinking, Mama V, shall I pay? And I was like, no, I for pay.
The forces were speaking to you. Eh?
So more, no.
You don't
because
want to
I'm
pay
even
more.
reluctant in paying the.
So
the,
if they were going to patch up that stretch of road, you knew
I
that
still
it
won't
would.
pay more because I've been paying the little for a very long time now, and I haven't seen.
So the Coco should have amounted to a bucket of water by now.
So you have to do a lot more for me to be willing to pay. Honestly, this one there is not a joke.
And I don't know whether
It's not cool.
we can't retrieve it. You know, sometime back, this was on the Accra Tema stretch. I went to one of these toll booths, and when I did the mathematics of it, I mean, this was earlier in the year. We make millions at our toll booths, many
Absolutely.
millions upon millions. The question is, what do we do with them to rehabilitate the very roads that we've tolled? And what do we do even when the roads are good? Let's say the tolled road is good. What do we do with the revenue generated for other roads? Because when you look at the percentages when it comes to the roads in our country, even the tarred roads, asphalted ones, trust me, it is terrible.
I think it's an indictment when the road where they've put the toll booth, that road is not good. It breaks your heart. Because you're
The irony
driving,
of it.
yeah, I mean, you're driving on the road that is not good and you are paying the toll. It's more painful. If the road, there's no toll booth, it's fine. I'm not saying it's fine, but at least, the better children. But especially when you're so close to the booth, Charlie, how many drivers, maybe sometime we can open the phone lines, how many drivers contemplate like I do sometimes when the problem is right there?
I have a friend who had refused to pay road tolls for years, and she goes through, and they know her because she says that, I don't want to mention the stretch and all of that, but recently they put a different mechanism in place, so now she's forced to pay because it's sort of automated.
I think not paying at all is not an option because we all contribute to taking care of it.
Yeah, but it's the frustration. It's not that she can pay 100 times over every day, but it's all about. But you know,
we can't give up.
The song that is fitting for this situation. I
refuse to give up.
Ayo. On page 5 of the Ghanaian Times newspaper, COVID-19 cases surge in Africa with more than 6 million cases. And something we can celebrate on page 7, Dr. Educhum. I speak of the Education Minister, Dr. Yao Educhum, joining a UN advisory group. And that is some good news for Ghana. The middle spread, I've already looked at those stories. On the back page, President promises to fix roads in Sisala area. And Mama V, here's a promise. There's a road and it's going to be, fixed. President promises to fix roads in Sisala area.
So the people there must keep an eye on it. I mean, and so that if it's done, you can say it. If it's not done, you can also remind Mr. President that the promise that you made, it hasn't been fulfilled.
It's been said that the year of roads agenda, last year it was hampered by COVID and all of that. This year, we're ramping it up. Let's see how it goes. National policy for aflatoxin control drafted. That's it with the Ghanaian Times newspaper.
Let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper. Agric Ministry alerts. And yesterday we had a great agricultural conversation, particularly with the fertilizers. There's a special program that will be happening also in Agric that we will carry live here on the AM show from 8 a.m. this morning. It's a breakfast meeting and launch of the Youth Smallholder Farmers in Agric Tech Africa reports. We'll have some very young innovators in Agric gathering at the Alisa Hotel. We'll bring you a lot more details when we cross over live at 8. But this one on the front page, low food production in 4 regions. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture has alerted farmers to a prolonged drought this year that may result in one rainy season for some crops, particularly rice. In the southern sector, the main rainy season, which is normally from March to July every year, has moved to August and in turn shifted the minor season further backwards. This phenomenon translated into 10 weeks of drought, which occurred between March and May this year, according to the ministry. And on top of this, we know that there are lots of farmers who are not getting the subsidized fertilizer to use. Yesterday, when we did the checks, it's across the country, really. So right now, we're not even dealing with those who send the fertilizer. the reduced fertilizer to other countries. They are not even getting it, you know. So it's a huge problem. But it's good that the ministry is aware of this and they are fixing it. MPs
yes, it's
received
moved from Kojo to Kojo talk to Shea.
Yeah.
That is disastrous.
There's this headline, so I tried to look at the story. It's a bit confusing to me. MPs receive salary arrears, not ex gratia. Majority chief whip clarifies. That's Frank Anodompre. So I think the explanation he's given from the brief is that because the committee only is able to finish its work when the particular parliament has ended, it becomes arrears from what they should have approved. But my confusion is it... Okay, let me just read what he said, a little bit of it, then we can all try and digest. So he was sharing his perspective on the public anger against MPs for taking huge sums of money at the end of every parliament. And Frank Anodompre told the Daily Graphic, if an MP is supposed to take an X amount, they will say they are paying on accounts. And when the determination is made, then the difference is added. And if you factor inflation and all that, the MPs lose out. And we as public office holders must confront and speak to it. And we do not have to shy away from it, he said. Okay, so I think this is the first time, I don't know about you, that I'm getting this understanding. And that it's not your salary that has been put together over a period and given to you, but it's actually arrears, because you're getting paid based on the previous committee's recommendation and not the committee for your term. Do you get it? So it's just what should have been added that is accumulated to...
And I find this explanation a bit, pardon me, bizarre, because this is not what we've known over the years. In fact, the meaning of the term ex gratia itself is given as a gift or favor. And we've known about, what exactly it stands for. So at this point in time, this explanation, I mean, it's not to say that... It's not to say that he is wrong. I guess we just have to get into the details and find out whether the arrangement has changed or whether our understanding over these years has been erroneous, because it could be that as well. So I guess we'd have to find out from Parliament what exactly these ex gratia payments are, what they entail.
In the meantime, intensive care unit testing facilities not overstretched, according to the Ghana Health Service. On page 3, it says the service has debunked assertion that the country's intensive care units and testing facilities are overwhelmed by the increase in cases of the coronavirus in the country.
So was the GMA giving us what?
So the
spike?
Ghana Health Service said currently there were 13 empty ICU beds at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital of Rich and more than 20 ICU beds at the East Hospital. And this was at a press briefing where the Director General, Dr. Patrick Kumar-Boaji, said the situation was under control and that government was hoping to expand both facilities using the COVID-19 fund. So that's the clarity there by the Ghana Health Service. We're not overstretched. In the center spread, the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement System is holding public education on Ghana QR, that's GHQR, at the Achimota Retail Center in Accra tomorrow and Saturday. Our great journalists petition government to address poultry production challenges. Joseph Opoku-Gakpo is a Deputy General Secretary of the association. He was here on the show yesterday to tell us about their petition to the Agric Ministry. Regulators must improve investment environment, according to renowned economist Kwame Pienim. He's recommended that regulators of the financial services industry should put in measures to improve the investment environment. The rest of the story in the center spread of the paper on the back page, phase 2 of Obechabi-Lamte interchange progresses. It says construction of the second phase of the Obechabi-Lamte interchange, covering the third tier, is progressing steadily. The current construction phase, which began in March this year, is expected to include the underground storm drains in the neighborhood of the runabouts and the flyover from the Ring Road west direction of the Kwame Nkrumah Circle towards Abose Okai. This is not a regular route for me, so I have no idea what is going on. You reported after the first phase was opened then, so this is your story very much. I love the picture on the back page of the paper, though. It's a very, it's so clear. I'm not sure I've appreciated the area like this, the area view of. Is this the same place where Aboso Kai is like on your right? Or Kaneshi?
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
And what's the sound? It's looking nice. Can't wait for the project to finish.
Well, so Sandy, that is what happens when development goes through and there's some progress made. And of course, like you said, the first part was complete at the time I went there. So if the second phase, which a lot of them were complaining about, I think there's a junction down there that people were complaining about, that there was still
flooding,
congestion
yes,
in that area. And so if this is done, then I'm looking forward to the fact that it will also ease that stretch. I think, is it Echo? Is it Pramprom? They have a junction around.
Oh, Pramprom.
Pramprom, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that is it.
Where the traffic light is.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, the Daily Dispatch newspaper now. And interestingly, though, I'm just mentioning this, which is highlighted. Daily Dispatch relocating offices from Labodi. Why that interests me? Because we've always known where they've been in Labodi for so long.
Where's Uncle Ben going?
Uncle Ben Efson. I think I'll have to give him a call and find out that of our Okoshehi. It also says MPs to get $11 million tax waivers on $28 million car loans. I'll just highlight that story briefly. And in addition to the loan being facilitated by the government for the purchase of cars for members of parliament and council of state members, a tax waiver of $13.3 million has been tabled before parliament to cover the importation of the cars for this category of public officials. This is in spite of the fact that the MPs and the council of state members are paying only 40% of the loan being facilitated through the National Investment Bank for the purchase of the cars. So let's do a bit of the math. The council of state members are getting $3.5 million, whereas the 275 MPs are getting $28 million, of which each MP is expected to receive $100,000. If you break it down properly, each MP would get close to $102,000, at least per the calculations I have made. NDC on CJ's bribery allegations. But Daily Dispatch, Anope, you are relocating. Have they relocated the spelling of bribery as well? Anyway, Uncle Ben Efson, this one is just the two B's in the middle, not the IASM. Ghana government platform will block 3 billion Ghana cedi revenue leakage yearly. That's according to Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Would that it would actually serve that purpose, and that would be fantastic for Mother Ghana. Witness tells court how he was given late J.B. Dankwa's phone to charge. That story also in the newspaper. And we have one of our very own with this piece on page 5 of the paper, watching the phenomenon, Dr. Daniel Ni Inshia Macaulay from afar. It's Eric's diaries, and Mr. Eric Mensah Ayete, who is actually with our online team. So that is it for the Daily Dispatch newspaper.
Let's do the Daily Guide, and on the front page, Nandom Chiefs Lord Nana efforts. JB's killer brought MP's phones, according to a witness. And yeah, you mentioned the details of the stories on page 6 in the Daily Guide. It just says it has emerged that Daniel Asiedweke Sexy Dondon, who is standing trial for the gruesome murder of the Abuakwa North MP, JB Dankwaidu, gave 2 mobile phones belonging to the deceased to a phone technician to unlock for him. The first time, according to the narration, was for this phone technician to charge the phone.
Yeah. And
the second time was for him to unlock 2 iPhones. Back on the front page, 3.2 million Ghana cedis alawa. NPP women chase Lordina. Minister wants faster tech pace. Ghana.gov takes off. That's how the front page of the paper looks like in the center spread. Why Ghanaians don't play at festivals abroad. That's Kin Ayesoba, Ghana's most... Kin Ayesoba offering some explanation. Yeah.
In heaven, there is no beer.
Let's see what he says. He says, Most Ghanaian musicians do not get the opportunity to play festival shows abroad because they do not have live music bands. Oh, okay. I thought it was more like, apart from that, they're not well networked because you've got to put yourself in a certain position. You know, One Love and Mensa, they do a lot of the live shows. Kenai Soba as well. Weyala also does a lot of the shows. So there's some people who have positioned Weyala. Okay, yeah.
I hear that
sounds more like it. Yeah.
But these are
some
fantastic.
Position them, and they are the ones that sell us. They sell Ghana.
Exactly.
They sell Ghana better than.
Why was Osibisa so good out there? Band doing their thing, but we seem not to help that, and we don't aid them in the system. We seem to push them. We push them to the musical periphery.
What do we do with One Love and Mensa? We rather tag them and think that they are unserious.
They make fantastic music when you
Absolutely.
listen. And you see, interestingly, these are the characters that end up on the BBC shows and the CNN shows. That should tell us something, but we still don't get it.
All right, I'm the biggest actor in Africa. Who says that? You can check him out. I don't think so, though, because I'm not sure I even know him. Okay, Ohima Messi's Tahila Experience returns on August 8th. That I know. So you can check out the rest of the stories. Inflation inches up to 7.8%. And on the back page, Langas vandalized Kwame Ayu orphanage, assault orphans at gunpoint. That's crazy. So rampaging group of young men, numbering close to 20 yesterday, besieged a property belonging to former Black Star striker Kwame Ayu at Otano near Trasacco Valley, Accra. The group succeeded in physically assaulting some of the orphans at gunpoint, resulting in the opening of deep cuts on the head of an inmate at the orphanage. Consequently, the former Ghana Forward lodged a complaint at the East Legon Police Station and later Central Police Station, who are investigating the matter for medical forms. Well, you have to read the story to understand why anybody would think of a thing like that. But the headline already qualified land guards. I guess some litigation is going on there. Appear ban in Latvia for match fixing. That's Ghanaian defender Ofusua Pia. He's been handed a 1-year worldwide ban and fined in the European country of Latvia's top league for match fixing. And I won't apologize for who I am. Absolutely, Marcus Rashford. And the guys are coming out stronger now. And we certainly stand with him. Ronaldo is mad. Mourinho abnormal. Okay, what is this one about? Grab the paper and read. All right, that's it for the Daily Guide newspaper.
Well, if Ronaldo were to be mad, that would be some method to the madness, right? Looking at what he's achieved. But the story will give you better, we may see further and better particulars about it. I'll wrap with the BNFT. It says Bui Power's water level falls critically low. 2021 power supply hinges more on thermal plants. Then there's IES demands proper coordination to guarantee fuel supply. There's also delays in fertilizer payments threaten PFJ's sustainability. It's all about planting for food and jobs, sustainability. Debts linger for 2 years. So it dovetails into what you've been talking about, Mama V. And I guess there are certain things that are also factoring into the problems we're seeing. Local textile makers want 2-year extension on zero VAT rate. But the story, which is what I'm going to highlight on page 2, rising food prices, hike in transport fares push June inflation up to 7.8%. And by December 2021, a 3-year that's this one. The recent rise in food prices and hike in transport fares have pushed inflation up in June, thereby ending the disinflation process since March and putting a squeeze on the Ghanaian consumer's wallet. Data released by the Ghana Statistical Service have shown that the Consumer Price Index, the nation's key inflation measure, inched up to 7.8% year-on-year in June 2021 from the 7.5% recorded previously in May. And the main driver of the June inflation was the food basket, which saw a 1.9 percentage point increment to record 7.3% in June, indicating that the 6-month continuous decline in food inflation had been reserved. You can check out details within the food basket, items that recorded hikes in price levels and all of that, from fish to seafood to meat tea, and all of that. Check out details on page 2 of the B&FT. It's a wrap for me.
Okay, well, I think we just have a little time to do my JoyOnline.com. If there's a story that you want to
Oh no, but there are birthdays for us to do.
So
we'll check out my Joy Online.
It's my best friend's birthday today.
Oh, your bestie's birthday?
Yes, it is.
Oh, so our bestie's birthday today. The bestie I don't know.
Yeah, no, you haven't met her yet.
Is it a, oh,
but
it's a she?
I introduced you to her husband because it was her husband's birthday this week. Don't know.
Oh,
Franklin?
okay. Yes,
Franklin's
right.
birthday.
I think that was it Monday or Tuesday? One of those, right?
One of those, yeah. Okay. All right, so let's get the business first, the work, which is myjoyonline.com, and then we'll come to the birthdays.
All right, so you can't just say anything because you're an MP. Bagbin fumes, as Kennedy Japong is referred to, Privileges Committee.
How many times would this one?
That's exactly what I was about to get
to. The first in the 8 Parliament, at least.
And he himself wouldn't be the first to have made some reckless comments. Minority questions, is it 68 million CD expenditure on past questions for 2020 and 2021 WASI candidates. Then there's Education Ministry terminates contract for supply of mathematical instruments. Check out details. Don't allow criminals to
I bought
smuggle.
one of those government branded mathematical sets.
Tell me about it.
Are they supposed to be sold on the open market? I'll take a check on the show Monday. I'll tomorrow.
I didn't buy one, so
you go ahead with it.
There's don't allow criminals to smuggle subsidized fertilizer to neighboring countries. Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, saying that Speaker of Parliament refers Kennedy Japong to Privileges Committee over threats against journalists. There's also the Media Foundation appalled at Kennedy Japong's call for Love FM reporter Erastus Asare Donko to be attacked. On the Ejra killing probe, my son was not part of the protest. Mother of 16-year-old amputee says 2 final stories. It will be fatal to gamble with Ejapon's threat against Erastus. GJA, Printpag and others say so. And Ejra youth may have reacted sane, even if municipal police commander had been proactive with their concerns. That's according to the Ejra Nifahine. There are more stories on myjoyonline.com. But let's check out some of those birthday messages now.
Yeah, it's Caroline's birthday today. Caroline Komi Ashiade. She's everything that I am not, really, and a whole lot more. She's the best side of me, and I want to wish her a happy, happy, happy birthday.
Aww.
She's crazy, she's fun, she's loving, she gives her all. You need a best friend like Caroline. Yeah. You need a Caroline in your corner. So happy birthday to your girlfriend. Enjoy your day. Oh, I hear my director is crashing her hair. Keep crashing. Just remember not to fall.
Okay.
But I also have a special friend who's celebrating her birthday today. Susan Mamie Kia to 4 of Smarts Nails. It's your birthday today, girl. Enjoy.
Charlie, today the photos you're splashing on the screen. Charlie, they give me pressure.
Mamie Kia, enjoy your birthday today.
Ayo, let's also do this one. Happy birthday to Dr. Lawyer Samuel Opoku Ejakwa from Kakra Opoku Ejakwa and family. Happy birthday to you, lawyer. Do enjoy. Have the best of the day. And that's how we wrap it up.
Before we wrap it up, I have somebody who also watches my back. Remember when we were struggling with whether Omahene Pozo... Okay, a very good friend of mine, Angela Corte, had fished out the information, in fact, the news about his death, and she shared with me. So, Angela, thanks a lot. I hope
she's rivaling Google, eh?
Well, on Sunday, glorious. Oh my God, you want to continue? Do you want to continue?
All you hear is